Chapter 4. Impetuous Jet. On the other side of the car park, Jet had spotted something interesting. "Bruce, look at that car," he said. "Oh yeah, it's right across two spaces." "That's bad parking," said Bruce. "Not the parking," said Jet. "The car itself." Jet was pointing at an orange car with multicolored spots, bright purple hubcaps, and a ridiculously large exhaust pipe. "It's the clown's car," said Bruce. "Exactly," said Jet. "Looks like Grimsby and Sheffield. The ringmaster's henchmen are in town. And there's Grimsby now." The car door opened and a large yellow shoe appeared, followed by a clown wearing a red costume. He had a sad painted face and green hair spouting from under his hat. Another clown climbed out of the other side. He was wearing a blue wig and his mouth had been painted with a big smile. They both wore fake red noses. They hurried off as fast as their huge feet would allow. "Looks like Chuck was right," said Jet. "The circus is in town at the exact same time a powerful tigress goes missing. What a coincidence. Let's take a closer look." "Shouldn't we find the others first?" asked Bruce. Jet shook his head. "We need to find out what they're up to. Besides, I expect Chuck and Donnie are still looking for Chuck's brother. You know what zoo animals are like. Without a 'you are here' sign, they won't know where they are." "I suppose it won't hurt to have a quick look," said Bruce. He followed Jet to the car. "Ah, good, it's locked," said Jet. "What do you mean, good?" asked Bruce. "I've been looking for a chance to practice my air key open palm move," said Jet, "and this is perfect." "Your what?" "I read about it in What Karate last week. It involves a non-impact punch that twists the air itself into the lock and opens the door." Jet took a step back and raised his flattened palm. He leaped forward and launched himself at the boot, stopping right in front of it and twisting his paw. It looked impressive, but when he tried the boot, it was still locked. "It must have twisted the air the wrong way," said Jet. "My go," announced Bruce. "Time for some brute force." Using the exhaust pipe as a springboard, Bruce jumped up and whacked the boot. Boom! It sprang open with a twang. "Very effective," Jet admitted, "though totally lacking in style. Now, let's look for clues." "Like what?" asked Bruce. "Something that links these clowns to the theft of the tiger," said Jet. Bruce climbed into the boot and glanced around. "There's nothing except for this cage, this empty box of meat, and half a packet of sleeping pills." Jet sprang up and joined him. "This is too easy," he chuckled. "They must have crushed up the sleeping pills with the meat to knock Ming out, then transported her in the cage." "Oh yeah, I didn't think of that," said Bruce. "But this cage is way too small for a tiger, isn't it?" Up. "It looks like we have a little pest problem," said a voice behind them. "And they walked right into our trap, just like the ringmaster said they would. Good thing we brought a job lot of these cages." The Meerkats spun around to see Grimsby step out from the shadows. "Shame there's only two of them, though." "Never mind. We'll get the other two later," said Sheffield, appearing next to him. "No one cages a meerkat. Ninja boom!" cried Jet, leaping up and kicking Sheffield straight in the nose, which made a loud honking noise. Honk. Bruce followed Jet's lead with a punch to the clown's chest, ripping the pocket from his shirt. A massive spotty handkerchief fluttered out. Sheffield staggered back, but Grimsby was there in his place. "Would you like to smell my flower?" he grinned, shoving the bright green flower on his lapel in the meerkats' faces. It was the kind that normally squirts water, but not today. A blue glass with a strong smell of rotten eggs sprayed out of the center, enveloping the meerkats. "That's lovely. What's it called?" asked Sheffield. "It's Latin name for Narcoticus gassicus," said Grimsby. "Shame you can't smell a thing thanks to these protective noses," said Sheffield. "Knockout gas," uttered Jet. Then he and Bruce fell unconscious. Half an hour later, Jet and Bruce awoke to find themselves locked inside the cage in the boot of the clown's car. Bruce rubbed his head. "I told you we should have stayed put. Chuck's gonna go mad." "All right, keep your fur on," said Jet. "I'll take the blame. Let's just concentrate on trying to find a way out of here." He checked the bars of the cage, but but they were too close together for them to slip through. Bruce pulled out his phone. We should call for help. Suddenly the car braked sharply, sending the cage sliding forward. Hold on, said Jet. I can hear what they're saying. The light show on New Year's Eve, Grimsby chuckled. And that's when he'll use it, replied Sheffield. Yes, that's why we're going to the peak after we've disposed of these two. Sounds like it'll be a roaring success, said Sheffield. The two clowns laughed. The van set off again, sending the cage flying into the boot door. Bruce lost his grip on his phone and flew it through the bars. Don't worry, I've still got mine, said Jet, reaching into his holster. But before he could grab it, the car swung around a corner, screeched to a halt, and Grimsby opened the boot. "Ay up, little ninjas," said Sheffield, appearing next to him. "Welcome to Hong Kong docks, the perfect place to dispose of some pesky rodents without anyone seeing." "I'm going to wipe that fake smile right off your face," Jet cried. Ninja boom! He flicked out his claws and attempted to slice through the bars. Unfortunately, the bars didn't break. "Maybe with some brute force," said Bruce. He charged at the side and managed to bend the bars slightly. The clowns laughed. "This cage is made out of titanium," said Sheffield, "a material strong enough to hold far bigger creatures than you, my furry little friends." "What does the ringmaster plan to do on New Year's Eve?" demanded Jet. "Yeah, is he going to have a party?" "That's what most people do," said Bruce. "That's not what I meant," said Jet. "You should be more concerned with what we're planning to do to you." Grimsby grinned. "Prepare to swim with the fishes, except you won't be swimming," added Sheffield. "No," Grimsby agreed. "More like drowning." He picked up the cage and dangled it over the murky water. "Hey, Grimsby, how does the sea say goodbye?" asked Sheffield. "I don't know." "Sheffield, how does the sea say goodbye?" "Doesn't. It just waves." Grimsby hooted with laughter and dropped the cage. It hit the water with a huge splash and sunk out of sight.